Alright, and we are back. And now I'm going into the Reddit forum, and tonight I'm just going through my feed, which is going to be a mix of different forums. Last show I only did dating. This time I'm going to do some on dating, but I'm going to mix in some other stuff too. And the first one is from Fagonetta2. Says, I'm not attracted to the man I'm dating. When should I call it quits? I've 22, been on 2 dates with this guy, 27. He told me on the second date he has feelings for me. I told him it's too early for me to know, yet he's already told his parents about me, and I guess he's just incredibly eager. This guy ticks all of my boxes. Financially stable, actually considerably wealthy, not that it matters. Oh yeah, but you said it, so maybe it does. He's the kindest, most considerate and attentive man I've ever dated. We laugh a lot and have great chemistry, but I'm finding it hard to be physically attracted to him to a huge extent. And then context, and guess she has trouble in regards to trauma bonding, hard to feel love butterflies for someone if being treated well, because she associates feelings of love and infatuation with inconsistency and I suppose the emotional roller coaster. Okay. And she got out of a situationship with someone who felt the exact same way. Okay. Alright, here's what I think. Sounds to me like you're afraid of a real relationship, but this guy might be too excited. So, but I don't know. If you're not willing to give him a chance, let him go. But yeah, if you're not attracted to him, end it. Like, that's just the right thing to do in the early stages. You know, if you lose attraction after being someone with a long time, then maybe do some investigative work. Try to figure out why. And maybe then try to fix that. But not this. Okay. Next, we're going to Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for fainting at my aunt's wedding and ruining it? I, 21 female, attended my aunt's wedding a few weeks ago. I was not part of the wedding, just a guest, which I was fine with. Before the wedding, everyone was advised to drink lots of water and eat beforehand because it was going to be extremely hot that day. The wedding started at 5 p.m., and I had absolutely nothing to eat or drink up until then, except maybe a granola bar, because I was extremely busy that day. So when it was time for the wedding, I was already tired and hungry. About 30 minutes into the wedding, which was at a church, by the way, I was feeling uneasy and lightheaded, so I excused myself to go to the washroom. As I was walking, I got that feeling like I was about to collapse. The next thing I can remember was coming to see lots of people surrounding me, including the bride and groom. Apparently, when I fainted, I fell onto the photographer who was crouched down near me. Not only that, but he dropped the camera lens down and it broke. To be honest, I don't even remember seeing the photographer, but I may have been too dizzy or something to have seen him. The wedding was a bit of a cheaper one, so the photographer was a family friend of the groom's who only had one camera with him. Okay. The bride was just in tears that she won't have any good pictures from her wedding. The photographer insisted that he could drive home and grab a different one, but it would take too long. The bride was indeed mad at me, but I feel it was a bit harsh as it was extremely embarrassing for me already. Fainting never even crossed my mind as something that would happen at all. They did get pictures, but they were on cell phones. Okay. Well, you made mistakes which led to you being the asshole. Because you didn't eat anything all day. You didn't have any water. You weren't prepared. You came unprepared. So yeah, you're the asshole. Now, if it comes out to find that you have a medical condition which caused it, then I rescind my opinion. But until then, no. Okay. Legal advice. Okay. disclaimer, I am not a lawyer, but I don't think lawyers really give pro bono advice on the Reddit forums either, so this just fascinates me. A legal advice section on Reddit. So I've watched enough Judge Judy that I think I can give this a shot. This is a family court situation. My brother left his son with me and blocked me. I don't have legal guardianship to start enrolling him in school. What do I do? Okay, so context. His mom and I have been helping my brother with raising his son for years. Nephew's mom left him when he was a baby. Brother left his son with my mom and I again after he was arrested. Okay, so the dad might be an unfit father. So, but he was released from jail but has now ceased all forms of contact with us. He was supposed to draw up a POA so we could enroll my nephew in school. He never did, despite giving him months to prepare. What do I have to do to get my nephew in school? I don't have my brother's address, and again, he's blocked my family's phone number and from social media. Okay, so basically, he abandons his kid because he's an unfit dad. He admits it, and he can't even face you, basically. That's how little of a man your brother is. So, to leave his son with you and then block you, it's just like he's basically giving up on, like, he's basically like, yep, this is all my past life. But when you have a child, you can't do that. Like, it's just fucked up. But, sounds to me like you gotta get the police involved here. Child Protective Services. I mean, do you want to be his legal guardian? You'd probably be better off staying in the family. It's tough. But that's abandonment, though. So, right up there with the boy's mother. Just sad. So, okay. Oh, God, I don't know if I should do this one. 2X chromosomes. Okay, this... Am I paranoid, or is what this little girl said to me something I should worry about? Today, my friend's daughter, 4 years old, laid down next to me and asked me to play her like a piano. I asked her what she meant, and she was still laughing and giggling while telling me, I'm a piano. Put your fingers on me and play me. Okay. So, I guess her mom thinks she's paranoid. The friend's mom, that is. The friend's daughter. The friend. Because there was another incident in the past where a contractor she hired kept staring at our girls while they were jumping in their dresses on the trampoline. He actually stopped work to stare at them for so long, I got them to go inside. When they were inside, even though he was only hired to work outdoors, he kept going into the house to use the bathroom 3 times in less than an hour, and he kept stopping, passing by the living room the girls were playing in and staring, so I got the girls to play in a room and shut the door. She insisted he, as a fiancé, was religious and such a nice guy who kept helping her out for free, so I was just being paranoid. Am I? My husband thinks it's sketchy too, but he's always on my side, so I don't know how reliable his opinion is. Okay, so that was the other incident. I would have thought that was weird too. I don't think you're being paranoid. I mean, that's a weird thing for a child to say. So, just tread carefully. It's a very sensitive issue, and you're not the child's mother, but at the same time, just keep your ears open for anything. If you ever hear a man say the phrase, play her like a piano. So, just... yeah, that's a crazy one. I don't think that really goes on Reddit, but here we go. Today I fucked up. And we'll make this the last one. I got 5 minutes left. It says, today I fucked up by assuming I'd be mature enough to go to a nude beach with my brother and SIL, sister-in-law. This isn't one of those today I fucked up by sex posts, I swear. So my family wasn't and still isn't very prudish. Didn't hang around nude or anything weird like that. It's just nudity wasn't condemned as some crime against humanity. So that meant that if somebody forgot their towel or didn't want to go inside with a wet bathing suit, it wasn't some embarrassing thing. We're really still all like this. My brother and I are late 20s for reference. So this all isn't as strange as it sounds. Okay, so last week his brother called him up, told me he was headed to Gunnison Beach, which is clothing optional, and they both wanted to know if I was up for a trip. Figured, what the hell. And last Saturday we took the drive. And never done this before. It was the sister-in-law's idea. But they figured it would be okay. But he's introverted in general and hates public spaces because it feels like everybody's staring at and actively hating me. Walk down the beach, take a picture in front of the sign, and once we found our spot, we stripped down. Now that I was close to freaking out, it had nothing to do with my brother and sister-in-law. They're just family. So I had no issues there. The issue is me. I'm going to get arrested anxiety. Swore people were glaring at him. They thought I was weird for going with family, but how would they know that, dumbass? Thought I was ugly. So, yeah. And the other two loved it, and now, now your parents and other brother want to go too. Family trip to a nude resort. Oh, God, that's rough. Well, don't feel bad about yourself. You tried to step out of your comfort zone, and it's not the worst thing in the world to do. So, I don't think I'd want to go to a nude beach because I hear that most of the people who get naked there are people you don't want to see naked. Most people I don't want to see naked. I think for every person I find attractive, there's 10 more that I don't. Maybe more. And I'd rather not see all those people naked. Alright, I got time for one more. I found out what kind of porn my husband likes. This is on 2X chromosomes. A couple days ago, I suggested watching some porn in bed with my husband of 5 years, as you do, and I asked him to pick a video. It took him 15 minutes to find the perfect one, and I found it hilarious that when he watches it, it's got to have a storyline, a plot, realistic characters, and it's got to be romantic for him to enjoy it. I'm more of a get-to-the-fucking porn watcher, so it hit me by surprise. I don't know why, but 3 days later I'm still thinking a little about it, and it warms my heart to know that he's so romantic. I was raised by an alpha male father, so I was only around toxic masculinity my whole life, so meeting my husband has been learning that men can be gentle, kind, and thoughtful without being any less of men. Is this weird? I don't know, just random musings. Thanks for reading. Well, I'm just a little bummed out. I skipped ahead some other categories because I thought he was going to have some kind of crazy fetish, but no, he's apparently... You sure this is what he's into, or do you think he picked what he thought you would be into? He might have just picked what he thought you would be into. Or maybe he finds the storylines funny. I think that the storylines at the beginning of pornos are sometimes worth watching without the porn. If you want to see cheesy movie, the worst acting on a planet, porn. Easily the worst acting on the planet. Youth theaters across the country have better actors than these porn studios. These are just people being paid to have sex. It ain't about the acting. No one cares if you can act in that industry. Alright, well, I'm going to call it a night because my voice is getting a little scratchy and I got to work tomorrow anyway, and I feel like I said what I needed to say. I appreciated the perspective on flirting from a female perspective. I'm always looking for female perspectives on male issues, just because, the truth hurts, but it can be necessary sometimes. So, I'm done for tonight, but you have not heard the last of me. Have a good night.